tense story. You know, there are some plays and some movies that end on a very intense note. The Sunset Limited by Cormac McCarthy is one of them. Another one of those is one I just watched. Henrik Ibsen's A Doll's House. You don't hear much about Henrik Ibsen unless you're in high school English. Keep in mind, Henrik Ibsen was the Victorian era. He wasn't British, he was Norwegian. It's hard to believe that a lot of plays are written that long ago. And people watch them, they go, wow, when was that written? Just 10 years ago? No, this play was published or premiered in 1879. Christmas 1879. So long ago. So A Doll's House tells the story about Nora. She's married with children, but her husband is quite a domineering fellow. A Doll's House is a bit of a suspense thriller. Watching it now as an adult, I was 17 when I was starting to read A Doll's House in high school English. You know, things change as you get older, of course. Now I have a better understanding of A Doll's House. It's quite a suspense thriller. Very intense, too. Especially at the ending. Woo-wee! You'll definitely want to watch something like The Blues Brothers after such a tense production or movie. This was a made-for-TV British film on the BBC. A Doll's House is about Nora and how she forged her husband's signature. Her husband's name is Torvald. She forged Torvald's signature, and she's doing everything in her power to keep it a secret from him. Now, of course, inevitably, he does discover. The lesson I got from this, one of the many things that I can pick up now, is money doesn't always purchase happiness. Sometimes money takes care of problems, but it only gives you happiness for just a tiny second. And once that tiny second is gone, what next? I have to say, watching this now, grown up and out of high school, I understand it so much better than I did when I was 17. If I was a teacher, I'd be teaching this in English class too. In fact, I would have my class do a whole paper on Henrik Ibsen. I would say we were all very fortunate to at least learn his name and just a dash about him. I recommend A Doll's House to anyone who's in English right now. Anyone who's in high school English should at least pick up their phones and research who Henrik Ibsen is and some of his plays. A Doll's House, that's just one of them. What I have here, what I rented, is the Henrik Ibsen collection. This box set contains A Doll's House, yes, but it also contains Ghosts, An Enemy of the People, The Wild Duck, The Lady from the Sea, The Master Builder, and Hedda Gabler. This is just a handful of Henrik Ibsen's plays. These are his most well-known plays. Every author, every playwright has a collection of plays that are not the most well-known, not in the negative ways, but in the underrated ways. A Doll's House, I actually say I love it now, and I recommend it to anyone who's studying English class. Thank you all for taking time to watch this review, and if anyone's interested, click the link below and you can watch an actual production of Henrik Ibsen's A Doll's House.